All right. Good day, everybody. Good day. Welcome to Morning Sip with Rev Melissa. I am Rev Melissa. I am an interfaith minister and spiritual life coach. And SIP stands for Spirit in Practice, where we practice because practice makes progress. Yes, it does. Are you making progress in your life with your being as having? Being is having, Shay. Are you making progress in that which you desire to have by being the feeling tone of it right now? So I have been practicing, y'all. I have been practicing my being is having with my kitchen. And it's a wonderful thing that it's my kitchen because I go in it several times a day. So I get to practice several times a day. So being is having, this series is inspired by kitchens, by kitchens, and by this book that I'm reading in my book study, Learning to Trust Yourself by Tama Kieves. And she's written several books. And I like her writing style. It's very casual and friendly. It's like sitting down having a conversation with her. So it doesn't feel like I'm reading a book. I feel like I'm in conversation with her. And I like the way that she presents principle because we know that just about everything that I talk about on SIP, we know, right? Because it's principle. And we know it's the truth with a capital T because it is principles. And my desire for SIP is to illustrate, to demonstrate, to share, to contemplate with you ways in which we use these universal principles and apply them to our lives today in very practical ways. And something that is very practical is the kitchen. Something very practical is our desire to experience something in our lives, be it a renovated kitchen, be it a relationship, be it employment that aligns with our joy, be it health, just whatever it may be. We get to practice being it now. And what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is to be the feeling tone of it. So the feeling tone that I was holding about my kitchen was ill, yuck, mm, whatever that feeling equates to. That's that has been my feeling tone towards my kitchen for over 20 years because that's how long we've been living in this house. And something about the way that Tama presented this really struck a chord with me. And of course, the universe has just been supporting me in this shift all week. So I shared that the other day I was watching a design show with Nate and Jeremiah, who I just adore. And on their show, the very day that I was talking about my kitchen, that evening, the episode that comes on is a woman, a Black woman, who dislikes her kitchen so much that she won't even go in the kitchen. Her husband has to bring her things, or her husband brings her things. He doesn't have to, he does. He brings her things. She doesn't sit in the kitchen to eat with their two children. And this had been going on for months in this house. And her whole thing was she was a little bit of a germaphobe and she didn't like all the crevices in the kitchen. She could see like little crumbs that she couldn't get out. And so it was an issue for her at a deeper level. And it was a very ugly kitchen. I was with the girl. I was like, girl, that is an ugly kitchen. And they got it renovated. So the universe also conspires when we start to make these shifts by just presenting opportunities for us if we're willing to step into those opportunities to do something different. And so the different that I am doing and the different that I am being, more importantly, is joy. Joy with and in my kitchen. Yesterday, I made a full-blown breakfast for myself. It was delicious. Usually, during the week especially, I don't do that. I rarely cook in the kitchen. I rarely cook. I rarely cook. But one of the reasons why I rarely cook is because I just, in the past, did not enjoy being in that kitchen. Now I'm practicing being as being is having with my kitchen by inviting the feeling of joy when I'm in there. Also, using my imagination as to how I really would like for it to be, right? So we could do multiple things at the same time. We could be in process and whole at the same time. So, is my kitchen the way I desire it to be? No, it is not. Has my feelings started to shift from ill to okay, I am grateful to have a kitchen. I am grateful that I have a gas stove because I don't really like electric stoves. I am grateful that although our kitchen hasn't been renovated yet, last year we bought a new refrigerator that I love. So I could start to pay attention and focus on those things. Yesterday, I shared that one of the things that we can do to start to shift from what is our current situation to our desired situation. And we know this by being in that energy. So one of the things I did yesterday, I set my timer for just 10 minutes and I went through my bottom cabinets and I threw away all of the plastic containers and all of the glass containers because I prefer to use glass, but somehow these plastic containers find their way in our house. I wonder how. But I also have some glass containers that the tops just disappeared. So I so I got some of those glass containers that don't have the tops, and I'm going to donate them um, to Goodwill or to some organization that takes housewares, right? Because they're perfectly fine bowls. I just all right, y'all. Here's one of my things. Here's one of my little pet peeves. Bowls without tops is annoying. It's so annoying to me. If it's a bowl and it has a top that goes with it, I need the top. I need the top. So anyway, y'all, I went through it yesterday, 10 minutes, and I did the whole thing in less than 10 minutes, actually. So that was something that I could start doing now, right? To clear out, to prepare, to get ready for, right? Because I know as I shift my energy, as I am being the joy that I am, that little feelers are out there working on my behalf. Little feelers are out there working on my behalf. And I am knowing now that the kitchen of my dreams is being manifested. Is being manifested, even if that manifestation right now is just in my imagination. That's enough right now. So today, I want to focus on the being is having from the perspective of having now. And so that's what I am doing with my kitchen. I am imagining that I have it now simply through my feeling tone about it. So I recognize it's the same kitchen it's always been for the most part. However, I can also know and I can also feel the having now of it all, the having now of a renovated kitchen. And I'm purposely using this very mundane example so that we can see how these universal principles and laws apply to our everyday lives because we are spiritual beings. We are having a spiritual experience in physical form, right? In human form. But everything is spiritual. Everything is spiritual, even how I feel about my kitchen. There's a spiritual dynamic to it. So I want to share with you something that Tama writes in the book, Learning to Trust Yourself. She says, let go of ideas that do not support you. Let go of ideas that do not support you. So I said, okay, Melissa, the idea that my kitchen is doesn't support me. It doesn't support me. Every time I would go in the kitchen, I'd be like, "Oh God." Not to that extreme, you know? I'm giving you some dramatics right now. But it wasn't a good feeling. I would get in there, do what I need to do, and I would get out. I didn't linger. Like when the girls were home, they ate in the kitchen. They I don't know if they love the kitchen, but they preferred to eat in the kitchen at the kitchen table than to eat in the dining room at the dining room table. I would usually eat at the dining room table because I love my dining room. I love my dining room table. I love my dining room, right? This is I'm sitting in my dining room right now. So the same feeling tone that I have about my dining room, I could use that same feeling tone and apply it to my kitchen, right? By letting go of ideas, letting go of feelings, letting go of thoughts that don't support me. So that's what we get to practice, y'all. That's what we get to practice. And I also love that she writes, become an ally of your own abundance. Guard your perspective because your perspective will become your world. You are not supporting yourself when you tell yourself you are not supported. You are not supporting yourself when you tell yourself you are not supported. I love that. I love that. So that's what we practice. Do you have your example that applies to your life that you can practice with? So what is that? What is that one thing? Just pick one thing that you would like to focus on to practice being is having. And then just take one little step. Take one little step. The step that I took yesterday was clearing out all those plastic containers and the glass containers that didn't have tops. What little step can you take that is supportive, that is supportive of the being is having now. Got it? All right, y'all. So let me check in with you all, and then we'll get into some joy news. Good day, Shay Love. It's good to see you. Hey, Linda. Hey, Margaretta. Hope you're doing well. Good day, good day, good day, Fee. Oh, thank you, Fee. Fee shares great series. I'm reminded to only focus on what I desire and to be grateful of what I have and who I am. I used to have very strong negative feelings about a space in the house that I rented in Baltimore. Yeah, yeah, Fee. We know this, right? We know this. The opportunity and the invitation is to really anchor and root ourselves in it with something that is practical and just an everyday thing. Because sometimes we think we just apply these principles to the big things in our lives. But what I'm inviting us to do is to practice with something that's close and something that's the day to day, the day to day. All right? All right, y'all. So tomorrow I'm going to share a revelation that I had about all of this. So join me tomorrow so I can share my revelation with you all. And let's get into some joy news. So, joy news, I want to focus on what is happening this evening. What is happening this evening is the first day of our new class, Self Mastery Emergence of the True Self. It is an opportunity to deepen in our spiritual practices and principles. It is an opportunity to clear blockages and obstacles that delay us from living our life in joy connected to our yes. So please join me this evening. It's not too late to register. Go to rocklandcsl.org. Click on classes. All of the information is there. The cost is $240, and we have a payment plan. So register today right after SIP so that I could send you the Zoom link and the class materials for this evening. Classes from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Zoom. And every class is recorded. It's an 8-week class. So if you miss a class, you'll have the recording. Okay? All right. If you have any questions, you can send me a direct message at I am Red Melissa on my social media. All right. I also want to share that I am super duper excited for this Sunday. One, because we will be in person for our collaborative Sunday celebration service with the UUCR, which is the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Rockland. And we have live music with the very brilliant, fantastic, talented Charles Halt. So Charles Halt is like a rock star, y'all, in New Thought spaces. He's an incredible singer, vocalist. He's an actor. He's an author. As a matter of fact, he's bringing 2 of his books to sell after service on Sunday. So join me this Sunday in person if you're in the area at UUCR. It's in Pomona, New York. You can go to rocklandcsl.org for all the information, the address, all that good stuff. We are in our October theme, which is glow up. Yes, we are glowing up in October. And my message this Sunday is inner illumination. And I'm marrying the glow up theme with a holiday that's coming up next week, the Diwali holiday. It's a Hindu holiday, and it marries perfectly with inner illumination. So I hope to see you all on Sunday. We also will be on Zoom, but on UUCR's Zoom. So again, you can go to rocklandcsl.org for the special UUCR Zoom link. Okay? All right. So those were the two things I wanted to share today. I hope you all are doing fantastic. Remember, your being is having. What are you being today? Are you being your quality? I think tomorrow we're going to do a roll call. I haven't done one in a minute. So tomorrow we're going to do a roll call of our qualities. Remember your quality that you made a commitment to expressing, embodying, and experiencing more fully in 2025. One of my qualities is order, and it marries perfectly with being is having as it relates to my kitchen. So everything is related. Everything is one thing, right? If you look for the thread, that common thread that is just through your life, you will see it's a beautiful tapestry. It's a beautiful tapestry. And we get to like wrap ourselves in it. Yes? Yes. All right, everybody. Thank you for being with me today. Have a wonderful today. I will see you tomorrow. Peace and blessings, everyone. Peace and justice. We are living life in joy, connected to our yes.